I believe that. Let's see in 20 years what happens.
But let's just assume that Enrique is right, because that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to understand something that doesn't exist. The future does not exist. Now, let's say Patricio, 25 years from now, he's talking to his kids. He says, look, things change fast. So if things are changing so quickly, what are the things that people focus on? Where do we put our interest? What do we spend our time doing? What do we analyze? What do we reflect upon if change is so fast? And if it's such a part of our lives? Right now we are seeing the difference. In the past, things didn't change that much. For instance, when the conquistadors came to Mexico, they were reading books that were 300 years old. Well, change wasn't really a part of their lives. Change is a mega part of our lives now, and in 25 years?
The earthquake is right now. Yeah, the earthquake is right now. And I don't know how much it's going to last, but it's not going to last 20 years.
It's going to level off.
It's going to level off, you know, and maybe they will become, you know, little replicas as...
Yeah, repeats.
Repeats, you know. But that's it. The earthquake, the heavy part, we're living it right now. Okay, let's move on. We still have some minutes and some issues to go on. Enriching technical and media literacy. Okay, using media for improving visual culture. Today, young people are. I have already said this, I think in a boring way because I've repeated it a lot, but. Young people are much more visual. They are much more intelligent with their eyes than old people. Maybe they don't listen that good, you know? Maybe they don't talk as I would like to, but their eyes are their most strong relation with the world. And they're very mature in what they see and how they see it and how they process all their visual information. And for this, I want to be visual and I want to show you the next picture. Okay? I hope you see it in a clear way, and if not, later when you have the file, maybe you can see it much more clearer. A little baby that has all these stamps in his body with all these images that he's growing up with. I mean, I like to see this image, you know, like the kid that is, I have shown this a lot of times, but I have a strong impact with this image because I imagine this kid that he's going to learn so many things. He's going to learn to walk, and he's going to learn to talk, and he's going to learn to, you know, relate with the others, and he's got all the things that this little kid is going to go through. And plus all this, he's going to learn to feel in his world by recognizing, by interacting with all these images that are going to be a very important part of his life. Again, good or bad or whatever.
Yeah, you could look at it in another way. You could say that these images are constructing the baby, or you could say the baby is using those images to construct himself or herself, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the last part of our session. What should society do? And by society, I mean us. Us as a whole. With this combination of young, different people, different, again, in an anthropological, sociological, psychological perspective, and the development of the new media. Please, each one of you, don't pay attention to anything I said today. Just pay attention to this. Tomorrow, you will be in your jobs, working one way or another with these generations. okay? If you don't consider, whatever you do tomorrow, if you're in mass communication, if you're in journalism, if you're in public relations, in a company, big one, small one, if you're doing new media, whatever you will be doing in the more traditional or more avant-garde job that you can imagine yourself, your main public, your main relations, your job will be depending mainly on this generation. A generation that is different. What will you do? If you do these things the same way society has been doing them in the last decades, you're going to fail. You have to do them considering all these things. If you're a part of this generation that I've been talking about, if you're not a part of this generation, that's a different topic. That doesn't matter to me right now. What matters is whoever you are, wherever you stand, your job, the success of your job will be depending on how much you are considering the profile of this generation. Because these are the guys that will be ruling the world in some years. You see what I mean? So this is, I see it as something very, very important, you know, very transcendent. Can I say that?
Certainly.
Okay.
You want to hear what these guys think we should do for the new generation?
You want me to read it first and then let them read it really fast?
Yeah.
And then listen in the last minutes to you guys? Okay? So let me read this really fast. What should society, us, do? First, facilitate young people's engagement with digital media. Facilitate. Let's take off the mask, you know? Let's stop all these bumbo jumbo, whatever that. No, technology and the kids and in front of the screen, whatever. Get rid of it. It's already part of the world. Let's facilitate it. Second, help to develop a standardization of new media. I'm not sure that I'm saying it correctly. Could you help me here, Clark? I mean,
you mean a standard, like make new media a standard part of their lives or their work?
No. That all the media goes through a standard, the same language, like what happened with the web. You know, the web is the web because it could standardize.
That's what this means.
Okay, perfect. Third, self-learning goals and interest-driven participation. Let's promote this. I mean, if it's a path that already young people are seeing that can go by their own, okay, let them go. Let them go. And last,
the how of that would be very important. How do you let them
let's talk about that, okay? And last, institutions, and always, not in enterprises, but also in education, in all social institutions, political institutions. Institutions need to keep pace of the changes of digital media. This is something that we haven't done. Well, we're trying, but okay, ahí va, okay. So, let's...
Okay, well, we're obviously leaving the second half of the class until next class. But something very interesting that Enrique is talking about, the third point of the slide, the third bullet, set learning goals and interest-driven participation. Okay, so he said, all right, if you recognize someone who has discovered a path or has created a path, let them go. Let them do it. No. How do you let them go? How do you let them do it? Or how do you recognize that someone has even found a path? Or how do you reward someone who's found his own path?